Hello and welcome back. This is NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and we are so excited to be doing our show today. Today's show, we're going to focus on alums. So I actually have a guest that I work with, my colleague, Nadia Tina. She is the Director of Development and Alumni Relations, and we work closely. And our priority right now is to get the stories out there about our wonderful alums and what they're doing in their life. So I'm really looking forward to today's show. And we'll be right back, and we'll start it.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. So this is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and today I am lucky to have my colleague Nadia Tina here with me on the show. Nadia, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Nadia Tina. I am Director of NJCU Alumni Relations, and I am extremely delighted to be here. As an alumni myself from NJCU, I definitely understand the importance of support and community in providing a well-rounding experience for our students. So I'm extremely excited to be here, and thank you so much, Dr. Cynthia, for having me.
Of course. So Nadia and I actually work on, like she said, in alumni relations, and one of our fun little initiatives that we're doing now is called the Spotlight videos that we want to do, because we want to highlight the incredible stories of a lot of our alums, right? Once they leave, we want to make sure that they still know that they have a community with us, and we want to make sure that we're following up with them because they're always going to be a Gothic night. So we wanted to make sure that we're reaching out, getting these stories. A lot of this radio show is about sharing stories and the importance of sharing stories and experiences. So Nadia is actually leading this initiative, and she was able to get one of our alums from 2025. He recently graduated with his master's in health administration, and he has accepted to come on the radio show with us. So, Arpan, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you again for inviting me, Nadia. And I'm excited to be a part of this show. And how are you guys?
We're good, thank you. So, Arpan, I wanted to start by asking you just to tell us a little bit about yourself. What led you to want to do this? What's your story?
Thank you for that amazing question. I think what led me to do this is when I was in college, I would always look at people that were, higher than me, that were in their senior year, and I would always want to know their story, what their experience was, and that would make me feel really grounded and connected. So the reason I wanted to do this is I'm hoping that whoever is listening can also connect to my story and my journey through NJCU. So a little bit about myself. As already mentioned, I completed my healthcare administration degree in 2025. Besides that, I am also a climate action advocate. I run my composting project out of New York.
Nice.
We're trying to get permission from the state of New Jersey to start our own composting facility, so that's going to be different. But I'm also a healthcare advocate for the United Nations Foundation, and what we do is we lobby Congress to ensure that there is a consistent funding for healthcare initiatives, healthcare infrastructure, and healthcare services, especially for communities of color in New Jersey, New York, and the tri-state area. And other than that, I like to volunteer a lot. I have volunteered over 600 hours. I have received 3 presidential service awards and 4 mayoral service awards. And a lot of this has been inspired by my professors at NJCU, by my advisors at NJCU, who would always recognize the passion of serving people that I had, and they would encourage and ignite that fire. And I think a lot of me today has been shaped by what my professors and advisors at NJCU
That's
have been.
amazing. So, Arpan, what made you go into this field? Like, what made you interested in advocacy and, fighting for those in need?
I think a lot of that has to do from where I come from. I grew up in a small landlocked country in Africa called Malawi. And, it's a very poor country, but what they have is the spirit of community, the willingness to help each other. And I always carried that with me. And when I came to the US, I started having conversations with people, and I realized, that despite the economic prowess of the US, healthcare, unfortunately, is still a big issue. A lot of people are scared to seek healthcare services because of, affordability issues, insurance issues, and advocating for those in need and creating a way for people to, get access to those healthcare services is, something that I have had from experience. I've seen people in my family go through some serious sicknesses and they couldn't get the help because, again, they couldn't afford it and the
Right.
healthcare system wasn't exactly working in their favor. So that
Right.
always inspired me to do it.
That's
And, advocacy, as a young person, one of the biggest tools we have is our voice.
right.
We can be the loudest and we can be the loudest for the right reasons is because, I don't know if people have heard that saying, if there's no seat at the table, bring your own chair. But sometimes bringing your own chair isn't enough. You have to bring your own chair and speak up for people that can't speak up. So,
Right.
that's really what has inspired a lot of my passion for advocacy and, for healthcare action and for basically just ensuring that people have this fundamental right to healthcare. Because healthcare and education are two things I believe should not be a luxury. Money should not be a
Right.
barrier that stops people from seeking
Of course.
medical attention or seeking an education. It's just an inherent right that every human being deserves
Yeah.
to have.
That's amazing you say that. So in one of our shows, we actually spoke about how NJCU is trying to get our students at the table, right? Like it's so important because, like you said, it's not always just bring your own chair. It's also like why don't we have the opportunities to also sit at that table? So Arpan, we're going to take a break, but we'll be right back in a minute, and then we'll continue our conversation.
It's like
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one path stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am here joined with Nadia Tina and also Arpan Patel, class of 2025 in a Master's in Healthcare Administration. Arpan, thank you again for joining us on this call. Before the break, we were talking about, having a seat at the table and how that's also part of our mission at NJCU, right? A lot of our students are low-income, first-generation minority students, and we're trying to provide those opportunities. In the past, we've talked about different programs that we're trying to offer and that we are currently offering, just like the SIE program, which, we're getting students to get interviews at Morgan Stanley and be at that table because we know the importance of that. So I want to thank you for being an advocate and also being here to share your story with us. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. And if I can just say that sometimes, hearing stories from someone that's your same age, that's going through the same thing, can have a lot more impact than, say, someone who, is older. That's not to say that older people don't have knowledge to share. They absolutely do. But in my experience, I've seen that when someone your own age, your own peers talks to you, you can relate more. because, you get that sense that if they can do it, so can I.
Right. And you're not the only one, right? Like everyone's going through something, and regardless of age, we can all be experiencing different like struggles or different, obstacles in our lives. So that's really important. One of the questions that I had just out of curiosity was like, who were your favorite like professors or mentors at NJCU? Can you share like some of your favorite stories when you were a student there? Here, sorry.
So one of my favorite professors, you will have to pardon me, I don't remember their names, but one of the professor was teaching cell biology, and he would make the lab so much fun
Okay.
and so engaging. He would look at you as a student that's curious. He would come and approach you and ask you questions to encourage that curiosity.
Right.
Oftentimes, because we have to follow, like professors have to follow a curriculum. You get stipend in, but he was just so encouraging for out of box thinking, for looking at science as a tool that can support your innovation, your curiosity, and he was my absolute favorite. I think his name was Dr. Carroll. I can't remember his last name, but if he's listening to this show, you were my absolute
Oh, that's amazing.
professor, and he just made biology just so much fun. And, it encouraged me to pursue healthcare because, he encouraged us to talk about, our questions of out of box solutions and not just follow the book. I would also like to thank my advisor. I think her name is Isabel. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it, but she has been so supportive throughout my entire journey, telling me different classes to take, different networking groups to reach out to, and just supporting me so much. And that's what I love about NJCU is, NJCU doesn't look at students as numbers to
Right.
have on their roster or, as people that just come and pay their tuition. They look at each individual as a person that's coming from a struggle, that's coming from a background that, has given them what it is that they have. And that's what makes NJCU so beautiful is the, proudness that NJCU has with
Yes.
its diversity, with its student body, its professors. And
Yeah.
I, always carry that forward. And whenever I'm meeting anyone and they ask me, what's your story? I always tell them that I'm so glad I went to NJCU because I got that attention, that focus, and they looked at me as a person more than, someone that's just on their list of a student body. They look at you as an individual.
Right. Yeah. I think we definitely pride ourselves on like the small classrooms, right? Like you do get to know like I'm also an alum. I graduated there from a bachelor's and my master's. So I've been there for a long time and I worked right away after I graduated there. So I, that's was one of the reasons that I wanted to go because I wasn't just a number or like in a big lecture hall. It was like you could actually speak to your professors. You could actually ask questions on the class, right? So I love that about NJCU. Another question we had, what made you, I know you mentioned like the diversity of it, like what made you pick healthcare at NJCU, like the healthcare administration program?
I think the healthcare administration program at NJCU, I took it because it's not just looking at healthcare from an administration perspective, it looks at healthcare as a whole holistic experience. It focuses on the human side of healthcare. At the end of the day, when you're looking at all of the patients, and if you talking that you look at them as each person as a human, and when you work in healthcare, you have to think about what can I do to make their experience a little better? How can I better serve them? How can I create solutions regarding healthcare in the community? One of the reasons why I started advocating this funding for healthcare is because one of my professors was actually teaching a health policy class, and he told us that there is a lot of regulations that go behind the scenes at hospitals
Right.
that need a lot of rigorous changing, and people in power have the position to do that, but because they're lobbied by big pharma companies, big tech companies, they oftentimes rush away with the human side of it. And these classes really prepared me to look at healthcare as a whole, entity and not just as going to the hospital and, creating solutions for the hospital. We have to look at how is my hospital serving the community. Am I listening to what they're saying? Am I understanding what they need? How can I better approach them? Because at the end of the day, healthcare is also about building this trust. If people don't trust you, they're not going to come to you
Right.
for medical advice. Because when they come to you, they're literally putting your life, they're putting their life in our hands.
Right.
I'm just very grateful that I did choose NJCU because the kind of attention to detail that it has taught me, the kind of different approach that it has, taught me to take when looking at healthcare, I think I wouldn't have thought of that anywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I also wanted to hear a little bit more. I know you said you received some awards. So I would love to hear
Yes.
about the ones that you received.
Oh, thank you. I don't want to boast, but yeah, I did receive 3 Presidential Service Awards.
Wow.
And that is because I have given 600 hours worth of community service in New Jersey and New York. I have received 4 mayoral service awards from the mayor of New York, and that is to do with the composting project that we're on there. We have educated over 100 youth on how to recycle from their waste, how to reduce how much waste is going into landfills. And also we received an educator award, and that is because we partner with organizations that teach refugees that are basically relocated in the U.S. in the lessons.
Okay.
And we do everything to help them get a little more comfortable as they start their life in the U.S. We want to give them that confidence of language so they can go out and navigate this new, home on their own without feeling bad or feeling like they cannot, create a life just because language is a barrier.
Right. That's really great. I mean, congrats. That's awesome.
So I know
Thank you.
that you were one of the few members who participated in representing the university for congressional advocacy efforts to protect the public health. Can you just speak a little bit about that?
Yes, so I was one of 2 people from New Jersey that went to Congress to meet with our representatives from from New Jersey. And what we were doing is we were advocating for them to continue funding USAID and healthcare programs that serve underfunded communities in the 2025-2026 budget appropriations debate that was going on. And we got to meet with a lot of representatives from New Jersey. We got to meet Senator Cory Booker's office. We got to meet Senator Andy Kim's office. We got to meet a lot of members of Congress as well. And one of the members of Congress had an NJCU flag in her office. And
Oh,
we
that's
just started
awesome.
conversating that, I am an alumni of NJCU. And he was just, very interested in hearing how that experience was. And it made me feel really happy that, to see the flag of NJCU in
Yeah.
a congressional office.
That's amazing. Oh, thank you for sharing that. We actually have to go on another commercial break, but we'll be back and we'll continue our conversation. Thank you.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just 1 pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. And my name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am here with my colleague Nadia Tina. And we have the privilege of being able to interview one of our alums, Arpan Patel. Arpan, thank you again for joining us. It's been really incredible to listen to your story and how passionate you are about advocacy and, putting people at the table and also making sure that, humans have their rights, right? Human rights is super important and something we value at NJCU. And I love how you shared, like, we're proud of our diversity. We know that our students have obstacles and we want to do everything possible to help our students because, like I mentioned, they are highly like minority students, low income, first generation students. And I know you mentioned like refugees, right? At NJC, we try to create a community that's very inviting to all students, regardless of status, regardless of anything, right? Color of their skin, their economic backgrounds. Like we just want to make sure that we're providing a community for them where they feel a part of it. So I want to thank you again for sharing your story with us. And for one of my final questions for you would be, what advice would you give a current student at NJCU that might be feeling like giving up or that they're maybe not able to do it?
Thank you for that question. To all the students that are listening, I have been there. My journey at NJCU wasn't always like a straight A student. There were times where my GPA was so low that I just thought, what's the point of college? I might as well just drop out. But it's in those moments that you realize that you're not doing this for grades, you're not doing this for GPA. You're doing this because you want to make a difference. And while education might not be a necessity to a lot of people, it's definitely a powerful tool. It can help you empower yourself and break barriers. And, especially for NJCU, where a lot of students come from backgrounds that are often at a disadvantage.
Right.
Education can really help you, break down those obstacles that you have and, create a positive change for yourself. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like giving up, remember why you're doing it. It's not for grades. It's, grades don't define you. They are only a small part of your educational experience. The whole reason for university is, NGCU is one of those colleges that truly, truly cares about student success. Professors care about you. They will approach you. They will ask you what they can do to help you, and utilize those tools. Speak to people. Speak to students, because you never know. A conversation can really help you understand that you're not alone in this boat. Yeah. There are many people going through the same thing that you're going through, and we are all humans. We come with our faults as much as we come with perfection. So the only advice I would have to give is your journey more than anyone else. You know what it is that you're setting off to do. There will be obstacles, that's part of life, but failure is what makes us strong, and success is what gives us hope. So in times of failure, use that as more motivation to continue, to try harder, to give yourself a second chance, and don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing great. The world will be hard on you as it is, but you have to tell yourself that you woke up today, you went to school, you sat in class, and that's sometimes that's more than enough. So just don't be hard on yourself. Use failure as motivation, and remember why you are on this journey. And NJCU is one of those places that truly cares for you. So you are in perfect hands.
Thank you so much. That's very well said. I appreciate it. I lived it too. And like you said, just showing up is the first step, right? And I tell a lot of our students, I used to work in the summer bridge program for students who weren't sure if they were going to come to college. And I used to always tell them, hey, you're here. You showed up. That's step one. That's all we could ask, right? And maybe it's not going to be for you, but you're giving yourself that chance. And that's what's important. And a lot of people are going to tell you throughout your life, no, you can't. And you're the only person that can really push yourself and to show up. So I think that's a great advice that you're giving. And again, thank you. And also, I want to know, what are your next steps? What are you doing next in life?
In life, I am going to continue to advocate for healthcare services for all people. I'm going to continue to be a proud NJCU alumnus. Anytime I meet anyone, anywhere, I will continue to share my story. I will continue to volunteer in my community, give back as much as I can. and probably expand my composting project to New Jersey. And if there are any listeners that are interested in doing some climate action, please feel free to reach out, and we would love to have you on board.
Yes,
But that's a little
absolutely.
bit of, my life plan for now.
That's amazing. Actually, absolutely. I mean, we're always looking for community service projects. So if you need help, let us know too, because we have students who, would love to come out and help you with, your project of composting or whatever it is, because we do, one aspect of NJCU is also giving back, right? It's not just coming to the classroom. It's also like learning how to give back to your community, being a part of the community. So let us know and we'll be there. I'll bring as many students as you need. We'll get them together during the semester and we could do that. And we would love to also have you on campus if you would like to come and, share your story more with our students. A lot of them have been asking about our alumni, right? For a long time, and me and Nadia are working really hard on like trying to connect again with our alumni and making their voices heard. Just because you graduate doesn't mean that you're not part of the community anymore. And we want to show our students like, hey, look, like we did it as alum, like you could do it too. And like, hear our stories because you're not alone. At the end of the day, a lot of us have struggled with the same obstacles, same complications, whether it's financial or, housing or food insecurity, all these things that humans go through. So we want to make sure we're amplifying those voices. And that's why we want to thank you again for coming, and let us know if you need our help. And we'll definitely love to have you on campus as well.
Yeah, no, I would love to be on campus just so I can also, explain a little bit about my project in person. And I am always, always grateful for NJCU looking out for its students even after they have graduated. It's that sense of family that makes NJCU stand out amongst all the universities that are, present. It's what makes it great. And if I may say just one more thing to all the professors that may listen to this,
Yes.
thank you for being so kind, for not being so harsh, and for looking at us students as more than our grades, and for, just being encouraging, because sometimes words can have more of an impact than anything else.
Right.
So to all the professors, you have all my heart, because I think I have never experienced such kindness from professors in a long time, and it's truly, truly refreshing. So, please, Nadia, and, if you guys can convey this message to all the professors at NJCU that, one of their alumnus is forever grateful that they were so kind and looked at us as more than just, students.
We definitely will.
Humans, like colleagues.
No, and we're going to post this. So, we'll be able to, like professors will be able to hear it, and we're also going to post it on our social media. Like I said, we want to make sure that your voice is heard. Other alums' voices are heard, right? Again, this is why we do the radio show. We don't want it to be, like a mock-up or like strict questions. Like it's all about like we're humans, we're having conversations. Like NJCU is also like its own little human, right? Like we care about our students. Like we mean well. We want to do what's best for our students. And that's why it's important to just have these genuine conversations and not, we're not here to like just talk good about NJCU. It's like, let's have real conversations. Like, NJCU is great, though.
Agreed.
But Arvan,
Yeah, no,
thank you again. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And again, everything that I said was not because I'm on NJCU radio. It's genuinely my most genuine sentiments. And I am really grateful to you guys and to Nadia for reaching out and for giving me a platform to speak to my fellow alums and students and the entire NJCU family. And, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I am forever grateful. And I know that there'll be more and more opportunities for us to connect and share our stories and learn from each other.
There
So
definitely
I'm definitely excited for this new partnership.
Yes, of course. Thank you again,
Yeah.
Arpan, and we'll definitely be in contact. Thank you again.
Really appreciate
and now we're
you,
going to go on
Arpan.
another break, and we'll be back.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. So we just had the privilege of speaking with Arpan Patel. He is a class of 2025. He graduated with his master's in healthcare administration just recently. It was really powerful conversation we had. His story is really impactful, and he's very passionate about advocacy and giving back to those in need. Thank you, Nadia, for finding him. He was great. One of the ways that we did find him actually was through our Spotlight initiative. So like I mentioned earlier, me and Nadia work on alumni relations and alumni engagement and trying to bring back their voices and also make sure they know that, just because they graduated, it doesn't mean that they're no longer part of our NJCU family. So the Spotlight series, how we learned about Arpan's story, we actually have it on our website. So if you're interested in sharing your story, you can fill out our survey and then we would contact you so you could come back on campus and record your story. We want to do videos on it that we could share on social media, on our website, on anything possible to show, the great work that NJCU does and like the lives of those who came through our doors, right? And you're still part of the community. So like, how can we also help each other? So if you want to come on and share your story and then come on campus and be on one of our career panels or volunteer at New Student Orientation, come meet our students, come back on campus. Like whether you just want to tour or you just want to come hang out and see and like meet, see your past professors or past mentors. We would love to have you. We want to connect with you. So please reach out. We are doing a lot of different things for alumni. Nadia, if you want to share some other fun stuff that we're doing at the Alumni Relations Office.
Of course. So alumni spotlights are one of the things that we are doing. ARPAN is just one of many stories that me and Dr. Diaz have the pleasure of hearing. This series is really special to me just because I know the importance of support during your journey, even from undergrad, even after graduation. So we're really trying to build up that supportive environment for our alumni. We are re-engaging our alumni. We're hoping to create some affinity groups where we'll touch on some different subjects and areas of interest, like our Young Professionals Network, where we hope to engage more recent graduates, such as ARPAN, into groups where they can build their own professional network to kind of help propel them and get advice and professional resources just to help propel them in the right direction and keep them engaged. We're hoping to also launch a women's group just because we know how much women, we need support, we need to stick together. Women have a really hard time, so it's really important just to build up a network of supportive women who can also share their story as well. We are working on an event calendar where we're hoping to get that out. I'm very excited about it. And also a newsletter where we hope to keep you in tune with campus updates, alumni updates, events, and different things of this sort. So me and Dr. Diaz are really working very hard to relaunching and rebuilding the Alumni Association to get more of these stories.
And if you're interested in being a part of it, please let us know.
Absolutely. We are always recruiting. You can always reach out at alumni@njcu.edu, or you can visit our website for more information. But we're extremely excited just to launch these initiatives.
Yeah, and our Alumni Association, actually, we want to get a big group, right? You're already a part of the Alumni Association as you graduate, right? Like you don't have a choice. Like you're already in it. But you do have a choice of joining the board if you would like to get even more involved. We want to do different committees. So we want to make sure, we have a volunteer committee that, any alumni who wants to come and volunteer on campus could come on, like I said, on a career panel or new student orientation. If you want to give the new students like a tour or talk to parents, like, get them excited about NJCU and share your story. We're more than welcoming. So please let us know. We also want to do, a committee on events, networking events. Like what kind of companies can we connect with? If you're working for a company that's interested in having interns, please let us know. We want our students to have that experience. So if you work in a company that's looking for interns, we will more than happy connect you with different students in your field. We also want to do, like Nadia mentioned, the affinity groups. We want to do them based on majors as well. So we know that maybe you were an art major and you want to connect with other artists, or if you're a biology major and you want to connect with other biologists, right, that are doing different things in their fields. Like we know, it could be, I'm a psychology major. Psychology could go a million different ways. So doesn't mean we're all clinical psychologists or psychiatrists, but, we could all connect and see where our majors took us, and also like what are other opportunities that we may have by networking with each other. So if you're definitely out there and you're listening to this and you want to come back and get more connected with NJCU and our Alumni Association, please let us know. Again, you could go on our website and fill out our survey. But we are trying to do really cool things. We actually just did an axe throwing event, which was really fun.
It was amazing, actually. Yep.
And we had a lot of like young alumni that joined us, and it was just a fun time. We wanted to make it. We received feedback from one of our servers saying that they wanted to do an event where they were actually like learning something and interacting with something. So we put our heads together with our other colleague, Lucia, and we were thinking through things and saying like, hey, what's fun that we could do? And they suggested axe throwing. And I wasn't for it at first because of the dangerousness of it, but it all worked out, and it was such a fun event. We had a lot of people attend. And like I said, a lot of young alums and 2025 grads came, and we celebrated them coming into our association, which was really nice. And we just had a good time. Food, drinks, and axe throwing. So we took out some, stress maybe from classes on those axes, but it was a lot of fun, and we're going to continue to do different events throughout the year. And we're looking forward to just making it more engaging and fun.
Of course. So that's exactly it. I think you hit it right on the spot, is that we want to involve you guys, right? We want to involve the NJCU community as well as our alumni and get your feedback and see what you'd like to see in the Alumni Association. And we did take a chance on the alumni axe throwing event, and it went really well. We got really great feedback. And that's some of the things that we're taking into consideration, right? We'd like to keep everyone engaged and create more fun and engaging events. So we're hoping to throw some more fun events soon.
Yeah. So let us know what you want to do, and we'll try to make it happen. So we're going to go on another break, but we'll be right back.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am the Assistant Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations. And I am sitting here with my colleague, Nadia Tina, Director of Development and Alumni Relations. Thank you, Nadia, for joining us. And thank you for finding our alum that we just interviewed, Arfan.
Of course.
So we were talking about alumni, and one of the exciting initiatives that we have outside of like the spotlights and the Alumni Association, we actually have a partnership with Graduate. It's a platform where we could have alumni sign up and also current students, where we offer mentorship opportunities. So this is a platform that we are looking forward to relaunch. We did launch it in the past, but now we have all the energy and all the resources we need to make it super successful. So please look out for that. If you're an alum listening to this, sign up. It gives you the opportunity to also meet other alums in your field, or other alums that are interested in the same things you are, or other alums who might be looking for a job or looking to connect or looking for a hobby. So it's almost like a Facebook, like
Agreed.
a social media, right, platform, but just for NJCU students and alumni. Faculty could go on there too. Administrators could go on there too. And if you're open to be a mentor for someone who's in need of a mentor, you could sign up. So there's like a little flag that you could put on your profile, and it says open to help. And a student would see that, and they'll receive a list of like people in their fields that kind of match to what they're looking for. And we would be able to connect you with a student there, and you could be their mentor. Or if you're an alum looking for a mentor, that's perfectly fine too, right? Maybe you're at a time in your career where you're just seeking advice or seeking opportunities. This is a great platform to do that. So we'll have other alums there too that are willing. If you're, like we mentioned before, if you have internship opportunities at your job, there's a platform too. So we are going to be launching this soon. It's called Graduate again, and we're going to be sending out a lot of emails about it. We're excited about it. We now have full energy to go forward with this, and we're just really excited because I know our students are going to benefit a lot from it. Mentorship is so important. For many of our students, having a mentor has meant a lot, and I know it has for me.
For me as well, yeah.
Really? So why don't you tell us how that was for you, Nadia?
So honestly, as I said, I am an NJCU alumni. I also graduated with a degree in psychology. During my freshman year, I am a first generation. Well, I was a first generation student coming into NJCU in my first year. It was very hard growing up in a low income community, low income family. I didn't have a lot of resources. I didn't have a lot of support, and I really didn't have a professional network. So I think Arpin touched on it really well, how much importance is, well, I'm so sorry, how important it is for our faculty, our staff, and our NJC community to fully support our students. And that's the same experience that I've had. I also had the pleasure of being a work study student. And from being a work study student, I managed to be a student assistant. I actually started as a work study and student assistant with the NJCU Foundation. And they
I remember that.
Yeah. It feels like yesterday, honestly. And I've never left, really. I mean, I had great mentors at the NJCU Foundation and Advancement Services departments who taught me a lot of my professional experience. They really helped shape me to the person that I am today. They gave me an opportunity, and it's not just the foundation, it's NJCU as a whole, because I remember before I got work study, I couldn't even really understand the financial aid process, but I had wonderful financial aid counselors who provided me with tons of support, who listened to me even during times where I was crying and struggling. They managed to make a way and put me on that wait list to get work study, and people believed in me and my potential to give me a student assistant position. And from there, it's been history. I'm super happy and excited to be a part of this team,
So I'm laughing because we joked about it last time, me and President Asivo on the show. I was like, I'm a lifer.
Yeah.
And that's like the joke around campus, right? Like there's so many lifers at
There
NJCU.
is.
So like we go there and then we just stay there because it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But just like me, right? I graduated my master's and I was hired right away. And my professional development came from NJCU, from mentors that I had, right? Like you said, they believed in me. Like I was no professional work experience. Graduated with a master's, and I got hired by the VP of enrollment management at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, here you go, here's your office, and now you have to deal with VPs and AVPs and the president. I'm like, what? How do you do this? But they saw the potential in me, right? And they put in the work to make me successful, which I appreciate about NJCU.
Yeah, I think that's what separates, right? And I try to tell all the students, because I try to do the same thing, right? It does encourage you to want to pay it forward to our students. So any students that I work with or I'm involved with or have a conversation with, I try to give them the same mentorship and professional advice that I was given. And I think that's what separates NJCU from other colleges in the area. It's just, the support, right? A lot of us graduated from NJCU, so we understand the experience, right? A lot of us are Jersey City residents or grew up in New Jersey, so we understand the community level as well. And you can't say that about a lot of other institutions, but luckily here we have a lot of support and I try to pay it forward as well. And like ARPAN, you hear it, it encourages our students to grow up and want to give back as well. So it's really important
Right. And it's not so
heartwarming.
much just about the grades, right? It's also about like sharing experiences and like having other experiences. It's not so much just like, oh, you have to pass my class and this is what you have to like memorize, right? Like it's a
Agreed.
lot about like discussions and conversations. Like I could tell you the million conversations I've had with my professors, and like I know their life stories, like because they were invested. They were invested in my life, and I was invested in theirs because we shared that discussion.
Absolutely.
I want to say rest in peace to Dr. Maria Lynn, but she was one of my favorites. Like she recently passed away, and we had a memorial for her at NJCU, and we were able to fundraise some money to have a memorial bench for her on campus. But she was amazing.
It was beautiful.
And I knew her story because she shared it with me because she wanted to connect with me, and she didn't have to. Like she didn't have to tell me about her personal life, but she chose to because she knew that it would connect with me. And she wanted to show me that she was there, right? That she was human too. She wasn't just a professor, and she cared. So
Yeah,
I
think
definitely highlight that mentors are great.
Agreed. I think it's not just a job to us. We actually have the desire and we get a lot of fulfillment from giving advice and guidance to everyone, right? So it's more than a job to us, and I'm super grateful to even be a part of this community. I had a similar experience with a psychology professor who spent a lot of their time making sure that they were giving life skills. A lot of it wasn't a part of the curriculum, right? But they made sure to show you how to write a CV, how to do a resume, just to enter the workforce, right? How to promote yourself, how to gain these valuable skills. And I mean, even a year or two after, I was able to go back to these professors and be like, hey, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get this job. I'm trying to get into this graduate program. Can you please help me and assist me with a recommendation letter? Can you please assist me with my application? And they were always more than willing to go above and beyond, even after leaving their class.
Right, absolutely. No, I love that. And I could even remember like my professors like inviting me out with like the whole class out to eat. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It was amazing. But yeah, so we're going to go to another commercial and we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
And we're back with NJCU Radio. This is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am here with my colleague, Nadia Tina. Hi, Nadia.
Hi, Cynthia.
So Nadia mentioned something on our last. So before you mentioned how this is more than a job, right? So the first thing that popped into my head, it's like my favorite part of this job, and it is more than a job, is our scholarships. So I know you mentioned that, and like I think what I love about that is that I get to know the students. So NJCU Foundation, we're here to like raise funds to help our students be successful. But one of the most touching parts for me, at least, is the students that we help, right? And I know it's not my money, but there's power in like just being able to hear those stories and also being able to give that student that like helping hand. A lot of our students, like we mentioned, are low income, first generation, minority students, and they have that gap that sometimes they can't fulfill. Even after their grants, right? Even after TAG or Pell, even some students who take out loans, they still don't have options. So we want to make sure through the NJCU Foundation that they don't have to stop out. They don't have to stop attending school because of finances. especially when they're doing all they can, right? They're working 2 jobs, they're trying to make payments. So the NJCU Foundation, our priority is to collect these funds from our generous donors, and we thank them with all our hearts because we have many who are alums and also others who are just friends of the university that give back for our students. And we make sure that it's the student that needs it that gets it. We want to make sure that it's that student that shows us that they want to be here and we don't want them to stop, right? Like, why are we going to put more obstacles in their way? So definitely one of the best parts of my job is getting to know those students. And it is heartbreaking to hear the stories, but it's so nice to be able to help them and then go back to the donor and share their story, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I really, really, truly enjoy the fulfillment of just giving these students who really just want to graduate and pursue their education and further their life with the resources and money they need to continue their education. I mean, we have the pleasure of reading these stories from these students, and some of the stories can get really dark. A lot of them struggle, a lot of them don't have support. Some are homeless, some are struggling, and we try to do all we can. And just to see their face light up,
right,
and them give thanks, and just, even to the coaches, right? I've had students who were at risk actually for dropping out, and they've openly expressed how thankful they were for scholarship support. And not only that, but the staff support, because there were coaches who told them don't give up. There were staff who told them don't give up. And that's kind of what we are, and that's what the foundation does as well. We're a lifeline, and we're so happy to be able to provide that.
Yeah, and you mentioned like some of our students are also, they're not just struggling financially to pay for school, but some of them might be facing food insecurity or homelessness. So we had shared before in one of our past episodes, but we do have a student emergency fund. So a lot of our initiatives, when we fundraise, it does go to the student emergency fund. And what I love about this fund is that we can cut a check directly to a student, right, on an emergency basis. So no waiting for it. It's, hey, you shared your story. This is where you're at. Let me help you. Let me give you money, if you need to pay that rent, if you're about to be evicted, or if you need to pay for your medication and you don't have the funding for it. Our donors they're generous and have given back to that fund. And I think that's special because, and we also have the food pantry, right?
Absolutely,
And
the Gothic Rack.
Yeah. So we have all these things, but we also want to make sure that we're meeting our students where they are. So we don't know what emergencies are going to come up, right? These are unexpected events that happen in people's lives. And we want to make sure that we are ready to help every student as much as we can. So we do have the Student Emergency Fund, and I did want to give a shout out to our board members because they've been amazing. A lot of them, most of them support scholarships. And
absolutely,
they came to mind because we recently shared a report with one of our board members from the student, and the student wrote them a nice letter. It was a few students actually, and just to see how happy they feel, you just see it in the students' eyes, but then also the donors, wow, thank you so much for sharing that, right? And we want to make sure we're doing that because whatever funding comes to the NJCU Foundation, it's going directly to our students.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we're showing that, and these students are grateful. They do videos, they want to talk to the donors, and it's just been one of the most satisfying parts of my job.
And a lot of them actually are student leaders, right? They hold student leader positions on campus. They're president of the SGO or president on some advisory boards. Some of them are, student representatives on the trustees. There's a whole bunch of student leaders, and they wouldn't even be able to actually pursue or have that opportunity if it wasn't for these funds. So we are extremely grateful to everyone who donates.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, it's all about giving them that opportunity, and sometimes finances is important. So thank you so much for everyone. Again, we're going to go on a short break, and we'll be right back.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
And we're back again with NJCU Radio. My name is Dr. Cynthia Diaz, and I am your host for today. And I am accompanied by my colleague, Nadia Tina. She works with me closely with alumni relations, and we had the absolute privilege of interviewing one of our recent alums, Arpan Patel, and his story was amazing. Thank you again for finding him and having him on our show today. It was really inspiring to hear his story and everything he's been through and all like his future aspirations. Like it's inspiring to me. Like it's amazing, and all the awards he's received.
Absolutely, I have to agree. It's really inspiring to see. I mean, as a class of 2025 graduate, I mean, look how much he accomplished in 4 years of undergraduate school, and now he's got his master's and he's doing his thing. So I'm extremely proud of our alumni.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to hear from our alumni, and I want to continue doing this, right? I want to continue to share their voices, share their stories. Like we mentioned earlier, we're doing the Spotlight Initiative. So if you're interested in sharing your story or coming on the show, please let us know. You could go on our website. The website is
www.njcu.edu/alumni.
And there you could sign up for the Spotlight, but also just if you want to be a part of our Alumni Association or our Alumni Association board.
Of course, we have discounts as well. If you'd like to sign up for those are also available.
Yes, as an alum, you do get discounts. And we just wanted to make sure that, we're amplifying those voices. We're here for you. We're the Alumni Relations team. So if you ever need anything, you're still part of our community.
Absolutely.
You'll always be a part of the community. Just because you graduated doesn't mean you could get rid of us. So you have to come back.
20 years down the line, you're still a part of us.
Yes, come back, come on campus, meet our students, meet our current students, tell your stories. We're always here for you. Again, this is NJCU Radio. We're going to be doing a lot of these. Hopefully we'll get a lot more alumni to come share their stories. So if you're interested, come to our website. And thank you again for listening. This is NJCU Radio.